Yeah, and you're still involved with cycling, with your commentating as well. How long have you been commentating for?
So I picked up my first commentary gig. I did a little bit the year after I stopped racing.
Yeah.
I was living in London at that point in time. So I did a few little bits and pieces for Eurosport that are based out of London. And then the following year, so in 2020, so I was 2 years away from racing. We were locked down in COVID and I actually had the opportunity to commentate the Tour de France. So it was actually in 2020 that I did my first live commentary gigs.
Yeah.
And that was for the international broadcaster that covered the race. So my first live commentary was stage 1 of the Tour de France in 2020. And we were going out to the largest sort of English-speaking audience of all the networks.
Yeah.
So it was straight in the deep end.
Yeah, straight away. Because my dream also is to be a commentator, but for footy and for cricket. Did they reach out to you? Or
footy and cricket, no.
No. I'm talking about bike cycling. Did they reach out to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you have a fair bit of contact with the media when you're racing.
Yeah.
And the Eurosport was where I first started doing a little bit of stuff. They knew I was in London and they asked me if I'd come in and do a little bit of guest commentary for a few races. But then they approached me, ASO, who organised the Tour de France, about joining their world feed commentary team for the 2022.
Yeah, and now you're commentating tomorrow in Melbourne, you said, commentating the Belgium race, you said. It's 6 o'clock our time. How do you manage all the time differences and commentating? Because there'd be times where you wake up, at the crack of dawn or even before that to commentate. Does that happen regularly?
Yeah, it's kind of like being a shift worker, I guess. So I'm commentating mostly now for SBS, the Australian network. Yeah. So we cover all the big European races. Pretty much everything we cover, with the exception of the Tour de France, we do it from a studio in Australia.
Yeah.
With the Tour de France, we go over there and follow the race around. Yeah. But everything else, it's on a different time zone. Yeah. So it's mostly late night because the races are in Europe. And so we have to stay up quite late. So it's not unusual that we'll start commentating, so sometimes 9 or 10 p.m. at night, and finish at sort of 2 or 3 in the morning. Mm. Every now and then you get a graveyard shift where you actually finish commentating 5 a.m.
Oh.
And that's super tough.
Yeah.
So the tough part about it is you got to be really animated and really excited about the end of the race, yet it's kind of 3 o'clock in the morning and you're doing your best just to stay awake. So it can be a challenge.
Are you down in 10 coffees throughout the whole night just to keep you awake?
I drink a lot of coffee.
Yeah. Well, I want to go to the commentating tomorrow. How much preparation do you do before each race? You're the expert commentator, so
yeah.
So you're... Well, yeah, explain what that is.
So we're a commentary team of 3 at Liège Best on Liège. There's Matt Keenan, who's the lead commentator. Mm-hmm. So he'll do a lot of the intros and to the ad breaks to the race.
The host, almost.
You really host it, yeah. And then I sort of come in as the expert analysis. Alongside Grace Brown. Gracie Elvin. Grace Brown's done some races. She actually won the Women's Liège Best on Liège last year. Yeah. But Gracie Elvin, myself, and Matt Keenan will be calling the race.
Yeah, cool. Do you how much research do you do before that? Or I guess it's not really you that has to do that, is it? It's more the host. You'd obviously look into that.
Yeah, I've done about 30 years of research into this race.
Oh wow.
Because I've lined up in it so many times. I watched it every year and I've been commentating for a few years since. Yeah. But you do have to do a bit of research to see the riders who are on form and who are really targeting the race, that sort of thing.
Do you have a favourite race to commentate, to watch?
Ooh, that's a great question. I love watching Paris-Roubaix, which is another one of the big classics. It's not a race I've ever competed in, but it's an action-packed race where Aussies have won it a couple of times in the past. Yeah. So that's a great race to watch. To commentate, the Tour de France is a great race to commentate because there's so much going on around the race as well.
And you go over there too. Is it for you a lot, you enjoy going there and being there in person, or are you also happy at the studio?
Happy at the studio. Yeah. It's a controlled environment. It's close to home, that sort of thing. Yeah. Can you imagine the setup that you guys did here for the podcast, doing that every single day for 3 weeks straight, plus your sound checks, plus moving. You spend, on the tour, you spend 4 to 5 hours a day in the car transferring between stages, as well as the sort of 7 hours of 8 hours of commentary too.
I didn't even realise that. There's a lot to it. Whereas the studio, you can just... the studio, though, you've still got to get up at crazy hours.
You got to stay up to crazy hours.
Yeah, that's the only downside, I guess, to it. That's kind of with the commentary, that's all I've got, really. I want to go into footy and cricket with commentary. But yeah, any tips you have for commentating at least?
I'm sort of fortunate that I come from the other side of the fence. So I sort of gained my experience sort of on the road and learning about the sport in that way. But the guy who I work with really closely, Matt Keenan, the lead commentator, the host, how he got into it, he would commentate every opportunity. He would commentate local races, club races, state races, national races, until he finally sort of built up his knowledge and his commentary expertise, that he got the opportunity to start commentating some international races as well. So following Matt Keenan's career as a commentator, the one thing that I would encourage you to do is every time you get the opportunity to grab the mic, jump on it and start calling it.
Yeah. I've been doing a bit for the school, at least for athletics and swimming, which is pretty cool. I just love it.